In 2019, a woman named Kara moved into a modest one-bedroom rental in a quiet neighborhood outside of Spokane, Washington. It wasn't fancy. Peeling linoleum, creaky pipes, but the rent was cheap, and the landlord seemed eager to get someone in. Too eager, maybe. When she signed the lease, he made an odd comment. "Just don't go messing around under the house. Old crawl space. Not safe." She laughed it off. She wasn't planning on crawling under her new place. But something about the way he said it stuck with her. That first week, Kara noticed weird things, nothing major. Just off. Her food would be slightly moved in the fridge. A mug she hadn't used showed up in the dish rack. She figured she was forgetful. New place, new routine. But it kept happening. Then came the smell. It started as a faint, sour odor near the hallway floor vent. Within days, it was stronger, rancid like rotting meat. She called the landlord, who told her, "Probably a raccoon died under there. I'll send someone out." But no one came. By the second week, Kara couldn't sleep. The smell was unbearable, and worse, she kept hearing noises, scratching, shifting. Once, she could have sworn she heard breathing. Low, steady, like someone asleep just beneath her floorboards. Fed up, she called the landlord again. Straight to voicemail. That night, she decided to check the crawl space herself. She found the access panel behind a loose board in the hallway closet. When she pried it open, a wave of stench hit her so hard she gagged. She shined her flashlight into the darkness and froze. At first, she thought it was garbage. But as her eyes adjusted, she realized what she was looking at: a small mattress, a filthy blanket, empty food containers, toothpaste. Someone had been living down there, not a raccoon. She backed away, heart racing. She slammed the panel shut, nailed the board back in place, and called the cops. They arrived fast. When she showed them the crawl space, they went in, guns drawn. What they found made her blood run cold. The officers emerged after 10 tense minutes. One of them looked visibly shaken. "There's no one down there now," he said. "But someone was living here. Recently, they'd found a camp of sorts. Mattress, yes, but also neatly stacked canned food. Notebooks filled with scrawled writing. Even Kara's missing socks and t-shirts. Some pages had her name written over and over. Others were worse, drawings of her sleeping, the layout of her apartment, timelines, notes on when she left and came home. The kicker? A small vent hatch hidden behind her bedroom dresser. It had been opened from the inside. He had been watching her, maybe coming out when she was asleep. The police searched the neighborhood but found no sign of the man. They took fingerprints but had no matches in the system. No clue how long he'd been down there, maybe weeks, maybe longer. Kara had only just moved in, but he might have been living under the house for months. The landlord, when finally reached, swore he had no idea, but Kara didn't believe him. The day after the police left, Kara started digging. Something didn't sit right. She went online, found old rental listings, and tracked down the previous tenant through Facebook. The woman's name was Mel. Kara messaged her, expecting a quick, "It was fine" kind of reply. But what she got was a phone call almost immediately. Mel's voice was tense. "You moved into that place?" she asked. "Get out. Seriously, just get out." Mel said the same things had happened to her. Missing food, strange smells, things moving around. She thought she was going crazy. Her boyfriend didn't believe her. But one night, when he was staying over, he saw something. A man's face peeking through the floor vent in the kitchen. Gone before he could react. They'd called the cops too, but by the time they came, the crawl space was empty. No mattress back then, just traces. Footprints in the dust. Scratches on the inside of the floorboards. And the landlord? He told us not to worry, said we were imagining it. Mel had moved out a week later. No deposit refund. She hadn't looked back until Kara messaged her. Kara didn't sleep that night. She dragged her dresser to block the vent in her bedroom, stacked furniture in front of the closet. She kept a kitchen knife beside her bed. The next morning, she went to stay with a friend. That same night, while the apartment sat empty, a neighbor's security camera caught movement. A man, barefoot, gaunt, wearing a hoodie, slipped out from under the house around 2:15 a.m. He walked to the back door, tried the knob, then disappeared back beneath the building when it wouldn't open. Kara showed the footage to the police. They staked out the property the next night, and that's when they caught him. He emerged around midnight, crawling out from a vent in the side of the house like some kind of animal. Thin, dirty, wild-eyed. He didn't even run, just stared at them as they closed in. When they arrested him, he mumbled something over and over. "This is my house. I live here. I've always lived here." He had no ID, no record, no official name. Later, they found out he'd been squatting in houses all across the area, moving through crawl spaces and walls, sometimes for months without being noticed. Kara moved out the next day. A week after moving out, Kara got a call from a detective. They'd done some digging, not just on the intruder, but on the landlord. Turns out the man had owned several cheap rental properties across Washington, and in more than one, tenants had reported the same strange activity: missing food, shifting furniture, foul smells. Each time, the landlord had downplayed it. Sometimes he'd even refused to investigate. The detective suspected he knew more than he let on. Maybe he didn't put the man there, but he sure as hell knew someone was living in the crawl spaces of his homes. It was easier, cheaper not to deal with it. Let the tenants deal with the fear. Let them leave. Legally, there wasn't much they could pin on him. No hard proof. But he quietly sold the house Kara had rented and soon after disappeared from public records. No forwarding address. No active properties. Kara never returned to Spokane. She still keeps a towel over the vents in her home, no matter where she lives. And sometimes late at night, she checks beneath the floorboards, just in case.